Once again, welcome to the Brown Spade Podcast Show. So today's subject is: do good guys finish last? I don't know. Once again, welcome to the Brown Spade Podcast Show. I got my brother from another mother, Cleveland, in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's good? What's good?
Nothing much, man. Chilling. So today's topic: do good guys finish last? And so I was scrolling one day. This been actually a couple of weeks ago, and I'm seeing it. They was talking about bad guys, this and that, blah blah blah. So I'm like, let me come up with that subject because I grew up always hearing, you always hearing uh, good guys finish last and all that stuff. Aunt B, what's good, man? So they always saying that good guys finish last, or uh, what's the other one? Um, Something have all the most fun. Was it bad guys have the most fun, or
Yeah.
something like that?
Hey, the newest thing is I want a professional thug.
Really? I didn't get that memo.
Woo! They want a
Yeah, I
professional
didn't get
thug.
that memo. So, do good guys finish last? You know, and so you get where I'm going with this, right, Clee?
Go ahead, lead me in there. I do.
My thing is, they always say, you know, that they want when we was growing up, they wanted the thug, or they wanted the 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 stud, the prime athlete. They wanted the ladies' man. They wanted the one with the car. They wanted the one who was a little more advanced than the other guys. He seemed to have all the picking and the choosings.
The popular guy. They want the popular guy.
They
Everybody
wanted
wants the
they
popular
wanted
guy.
the popular guy. And I think this goes on. This goes on everywhere. This not this goes on anywhere in the West, especially in the Western world. I can say for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Probably globally, globally.
Mm-hmm.
But I could definitely say it goes on in the Western world. So I'm just thinking, and I'm like, uh, I don't, I don't agree with that theory.
I don't either, Daniel. I don't. I don't. You want me to go ahead and speak on it?
uh, I go first. I
Yeah.
go first. For this one. All right. So, and the reason why I say I don't. Well, first of all, let me put this out here. It ain't like, let me be clear. It ain't like these two guys here had problem with women. Let me say that. So I'm not over here crying over no spilt milk. I done had my share of pootie tang. So that's not a problem. Never been a problem and won't be a problem. You know. So I got game. I've always had game. I always had a good mouthpiece on me. But anyway, so I just want to be clear on that before anybody said, like we some type of late bloomers or whatever. I just want to be clear about that. But you know, I I got friends, had friends that were jocks. Hey, Miss Carter, how you doing? And so now that I look back, 30 years out of high school, And not just even in my class. Let me say that. I'm looking at just growing up in general. I'm looking at my brother's era, looking through my sister's era. They're older than me. They're for like 5 to 6 years older than me. And so, you know, I noticed that those popular people, most of them, not all of them, most of them, the candle was lit, but it got blowed out. It was for a short time. It seemed like it'll be an eternity. You thought these guys was young. You thought the peak was you thought it was never going down. But I noticed in time that most of those guys, not all of them, they burnt out. I noticed that if you look back 30 years back, 25 years back, 20 years back, those guys that were so-called popular, alcoholics,
drug
addicts, multiple children, horrible fathers, not even a decent man in present time. And so you go scratching your head going, what the hell happened here?
Pookie and Ray Rays.
So, Brother Cleveland, the floor is open, man. Go ahead and spill
Let me tell you, the funniest thing is one of the ways you can, what you said is so true. One of the ways you can see that is the infamous, the well-known high school reunions.
Yeah.
When you go to them high school reunions,
and
you see the men who was the players in school and was well known and had the polo and the Tommy and the Jordans, and you see them now. Because when I went to my 20 year, was it 20 year? I'm telling my age. But anyway, when I went to my reunion, it was amazing to see guys, because I've always been a petite guy. You know, I think the most I've ever, was like 180, 185. That was the most I've ever been. And that's when I was in the gym eating meat and all that. I was hitting the gym hard. But we went to the reunion, and when I tell you the guys who was popular and who was, the girls was going crazy over, and even the women that the guys was going crazy over, they all look different. And the first thing they said to me, "Damn, boy, you look the same." And I'm looking at him like, or her like, "Who the heck are you?" Because you look familiar, but I don't. And I felt bad because I'm like, I know these people, but I don't know them, because they've changed over the years.
Right.
And the dudes, some of the dudes, who was nerdy, was into their books, getting good grades. They there, and they in the gym. I'm chopping it up with them, like, yo, how you been, man? But these were the men that the women overlooked. So now we at the reunion, and the women they hollering at the guys, who they overlooked in the past. They hollering at the guy, and the guy looking at you like, nah, girl, you got 3 kids, 4 baby daddies.
Oh, we got Miss Tamika in the building. God damn. Miss Bethel, what's good? What's good, team?
Welcome.
Can't believe it.
It must gonna snow. It must gonna snow.
Man. I know it's 120 degrees in Atlanta now. God damn.
Hey, we appreciate you, sis. We appreciate you coming and supporting. We appreciate you coming and supporting.
Oh man, I got my classmate in here. Oh, they showing out now. But
it was crazy just to
She said, "What is okay? Hold on. I'm about to put. Hold on. They coming in here. They coming in. Okay. I think first needs to be the definition of a good guy. People have a different views of what a good guy is and what they are looking for in a guy. Well, okay. You want to go ahead, Cleveland, and address this one?
Well, I would say his morals, how his morals line up. We all know what a good guy is
Welcome, Rose.
in our community. A guy that you would bring to your father, your mother, somebody like for instance, if you look up to your grandmother, you will bring this guy to your grandmother and won't have no problem with him being able to have a conversation. His moral lines up with how you was raised and everything. That's to me how you can determine a good guy. Not the one who gonna come with the gold in mouth, the dreads, the smelling like weed and all that. You would not bring that around somebody that you look up to, as far as like your grandparents or your mother, your father, your uncle. You wouldn't bring that person. That guy. I'm talking about that guy that you would bring in front of the matriarch of in your family. That guy. That's a good guy to me.
We got J Dub in the building. What's good, J Dub? So did he answer your question, Ms. Rose, or do we need to elaborate further?
J Dub, you welcome. You welcome, man. You welcome anytime.
Okay, you guys are talking about more about popular guys and non-popular guys. I mean, you can say that. You can say that because growing up there were a lot of popular guys, and as I stated before, I don't know if you caught it in the beginning where I said that. Okay. What I'm saying is, if we're talking about those good guys that were considered good guys, somewhat got overlooked, or they wasn't as popular. They wasn't bad people. They just got overlooked because of the popular guys. Because again, like I said, you had your athletes, which are known as studs. You had popular people because they had personality. You had popular people because they dressed very well. You had popular people because they told jokes. So you had a different variety of popular people. And those are the ones that got a lot of attention. Oh, I can't forget the player. I can't forget the ones who consider themselves real cool. Those type of guys. Those are the ones that I was saying that were not considered. Those popular guys are not considered necessarily good guys because they had their picking, so to speak, at that particular time. I don't know. I think Cleveland on a call, but we're gonna continue. Congratulations, J Dub. Okay, everyone different. Okay, so what is your definition? I understand what you're saying. Okay, cool. All right. And so what we were saying, though, I don't know if you called it from the beginning, but we were saying that the so-called bad guys, not all of them, but a lot of them today, they're having drug problems. You could talk. If you want me, let me see. Can I send you? Hold on. Yeah, I could. Let me try to copy this link and send it to you. Let me see. Can I put it in the thing? You back, Lee?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, so Rose want to talk. I'm trying to. I'm trying. Hold on, Rose. I'm gonna try to get you in here. Hold on a second. But go ahead, Cleve. So I was just basically catching them up. But she said let me go back to what she was saying. So now she says she wish she could talk. So I would like to put her on here. Let me try to.
Pretty much. We're not saying. We all understand what our community look like when we say a good guy. And I'm not talking about with money. I'm not talking about with his career. I'm not talking. I'm just talking about you will bring this person in front of whoever you look up to, like your grandmother, your grandfather. You will bring this person in front of them, and won't have no problem with them sitting down questioning this person. He morally lines up to how you was raised.
Right.
His morals and his values and his goals line up to how you was raised. That's to me how you determine what a good guy is, because a lot of people be like, oh, he's a good father, but he's not a good brother, a good dad, I mean, he's not a good boyfriend, a good husband, good friend, you know.
Hold on a second, man. Yeah, so I think she got it now, Clee. I think she got it now. But
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
well, you got another call? Hold on a second, Rosie. Trying to let me see. Did they let me put it on there? Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's the thing, Rose. Let me explain it to you. Let me explain it to you, Rose. Okay, so what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to download the app. But here's the link. Let me see. There's the link right there. All right. So hold on, let me see what it. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna have to show you what it looked like. Hold on. Hold on a second. Cleve, you back? What's
Yes,
the name of that? What's the name of that app that they go to?
StreamYard.
No, it's not called StreamYard.
You mean to download the app live?
Yeah, but
StreamYard live?
it's called. No, it's not called StreamYard. It's called
It
iLive.
depends on
It's called iLive.
but it depends on what phone you got. If you got an iPhone, that's what it's called. But if you got an Android, it's called something different.
Okay. So I'm quite sure Shannon. What? Oh
Or
no, you
she's
can't do it
using
on.
the
No, you can't. No. You can't do it on WhatsApp. You go to your app store. It's free. It's not a charge. And I'm quite. You got an Apple phone, right, Rosie?
It'll be easier if she do it on the desktop.
Well, if you're sitting in your computer, in front of your computer, just download it. Download it. Um, it's called iLive, Cleve.
Yeah, but yeah, if it's an Apple product, then I believe that's what it's called. Yes.
Okay. Well, just type in the word StreamYard, and then it from there,
You see iLive.
and then you'll see like it have a whole bunch of streaming services. You hit that, and then from there, I just gave you the link, and then from there, just come on in here. Yeah. And I want to say I appreciate everybody for coming in. I got two of my classmates in here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, there she go. Oh, she ain't bullshit.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh shit. She quick on the draw. Quick on the draw. All right.
Hey,
Oh man.
What's good? What's good?
What's
I had,
good,
I
fam?
had to go put on a hat. I was having a bad hair day, but I'm
No,
here.
it's all good. It's all good. I just want to thank. Let me say personally, thank you for the support. I appreciate it.
It's crazy that I see it pop up. You know, I have it come up on my phone.
Right,
And it's crazy that I decided to click on it the day
right,
that you're talking about good guys and bad guys.
right. So okay, so are we clear or are we not clear? Well, where are we? Where are we
Well,
right now?
I did put in the chat, you know, what I was saying is that so if you're talking about high school and 30 years ago or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
at that time, dating somebody, if you want to say a roughneck, a bad boy, or
You
whatever,
had these
that
labels,
was
right?
that was the sign of the times, right? In the
Right.
atmosphere that we was in, a lot of females or even males, you know, they wanted to date the hottest chick or the baddest chick or the one that was giving it up, if you want to say that. But
Yeah.
can you really consider them a not a good girl, right? Because that's what you was seeking out. That's what that person wanted. So
Okay.
if that's what I wanted, then that's what I was going to go after. Now, as you grow, and hopefully people do grow into wanting something different because your
Mhm.
needs and your wants change, right? Mr. Cleveland was saying, and I mean, apologize for calling you Mr. if that's offensive, but was saying that oh, you know, all the good guys who was back in school, you know, that didn't get any attention. are now, they doing well. Not everybody, it's across, it's a few sprinkled in here and there that's probably not doing as well or whatever.
Right.
That they, it's more of the good guys that's still doing well now than it is.
Right.
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Than it was
use
those
the
bad
example.
boys.
I just use the example of
Yeah.
what I'm not saying all. When we
Yeah,
talk,
definitely not all.
no. But let me say this. The point where I was going with that was, the question was, does good guys finish
Last.
last? And I feel like no, because
I don't think so either.
I was gonna bring it up to the fact that if morally this man was raised a certain kind of way, even if he go through things in life, he'll be able to bounce back, because morally, he was raised to be able to, to fall back on his morals, how he was raised, what he was taught, what his values are. He would be able to fall back on that. And I just was using that example, but we didn't get a chance to I didn't get a chance to even go into it, because y'all surprised us when y'all came on the show.
I'm shocked. I mean, I'm damn near speechless. I'm not gonna front. I'm damn near speechless.
I mean, I understand I understand what you're saying. I just feel like, when I mentioned earlier that everybody has their own definition of what good is, right? Or what a bad
Okay.
is.
So hear me clearly. Hear me clearly. Ms.
Okay.
Wilson. Okay. So what I'm saying is this right here. I'm saying that at that time, we're not saying if it's a bad person. We're not saying necessarily bad like crime bad. We're just saying bad boy, meaning, the girls are throwing themselves at them.
The popular guys.
These popular guys, they had their options. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at that time they had those options. Girls was throwing themselves to them left and right. They had the pick of the litter, so to speak, at that time. So what I'm saying today, in present time, those same people, time changed, and I'm saying that not all of them, but I'm saying that a lot of them, some of those quote unquote bad guys, they got on drugs. Some of them became alcoholics. Some of them got a lot of children, because you see what I'm saying? And to this present time, some of them still never recovered in the present time.
Right.
Now some did, but I'm just saying, but a lot of them didn't. A lot of them got caught up.
So let me ask you this.
Come on with it. Don't hide. Hey,
I'm not. So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Do you think? What do you consider yourself? Do you consider yourself back in the day a good guy or a bad guy, or one of the popular guys? I say.
That's for Cleveland.
No, that's for you, Negro. I didn't grow up with Cleveland.
So listen.
No, Cleveland. I ain't talking to you.
Okay.
Come on, because I'm finna debunk your theory.
I can answer that for you.
You can. Go ahead. But you're not going to get out of it, Daniel. So come on through.
Nah, go ahead, Daniel. I'm going to let you answer
All
that.
right, here's the thing. Oh, my God.
You see he's shaking in his shouts. In the purple and gold shouts right now.
All right. Let me be clear. Let me say this.
Don't be clear. Answer the question.
Okay.
It's a yes or no.
I was always. I'm okay. I still wasn't considered the bad guy. I'm like in the middle. I'm like a cool guy.
No, we're not talking about middle. You said a bad guy, more like the popular one, and the good guy who was more maybe into their books and doing and not as popular. So which category do you fit in?
I think I was in my own category.
Okay, so let me answer it for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me answer it for you.
Yeah, I think your answer would be better, because you're looking at it from your set of lenses, and I don't want to judge myself, because that'll be like self-centered.
To judge yourself. Okay,
no, I'm saying I don't know how other people saw me back then. I don't know.
So I saw you then as a good guy, but you was popular. I didn't really see you in the light of a bad guy, because or a when I, you know what we say when we say bad guy or whatever. I didn't see you in that light. You was popular though. So that to me says that you didn't have to be an athlete, or you didn't have to be, the one they knew selling drugs and this and that, and you didn't have to be known for that, because then you dressed nice, you was cool, you kind of kept to yourself from my perspective, right?
Right.
And so to me, that you was a good guy, but you was popular. So it was several good guys who was popular that really didn't fool or play with things that could get them in trouble. They were still friends with those guys.
Right.
Come on now, come on. And still hung around, but they knew, like, okay, I know this dude finna go, even though we friends, I know he finna do something that they ain't got no business being around. So let me go ahead and then I talk to y'all later. Right. So I think with what I'm saying, I can really debunk the fact that you don't have to be a bad guy to be popular. It was several people that I can name who was good dudes, who was really more popular than they thought they were.
Right. That's true too.
So what we were saying was just different. Like you had different category. You had, I went to North Atlanta. I went to North Atlanta. So my experience was you had the guys you had the athletes who was popular. Then you had the preppy guys, who dress, the polo. Then you had the singing guys who dress with all the baggy clothes, who can sing. Then you had different parts of popularity. Then you had the guys like me who I fit in the middle, because I was like Robin Hood. I hung with the thieves, but
then when shit got heavy, you was like,
yeah, because that's how I was. I didn't. The guys that I hung around, I put it like that, we didn't take the same classes. That's the only thing I can say. The guys that I hung around, we didn't take the same classes. But that's just the way I was. But you had groups of guys. Now, in all those groups, you had popular guys. I got people say I was popular in school. I didn't feel like I was popular. I was cool with everybody. But if I had a problem,
that's your thought. That's what I'm saying. There was a lot of guys who were really, who was good dudes. They didn't, and was popular, but they didn't think that they was popular because they wasn't, I don't know,
as outgoing as others.
101 babies in high school.
Outgoing was a little extreme than others.
I mean, because there was some dudes that was in school with us, that was bad guys and doing things they had no business doing, but they were still, to me, good dudes. At heart, they were still good dudes. They was just doing things that was not.
I'm not saying criminals when I say bad guy. When I say bad guy, I mean the jock. I mean the popular guy who had his way with the girls, the so-called player. Girls was like, oh, he sold this, he sold that type of stuff. That's what I'm not talking about.
They was like that about you, but you was a good guy.
but so I will the point of the conversation is that women overlook the guys that potentially could have been. I mean, we was young, but women overlooked the guys who potentially could have been, boyfriend, fiance, husband,
right?
Who morally lines up to what they want now, because back then it was like
they didn't see it. They weren't looking at it like that.
That's what I'm finna say. But Cleveland, when you was in high school, we was how old? What, 15, 14 to 17 or 17 or something like that.
Right.
Back then, we didn't even know what moral was. That's what I'm trying to say, is that at the time, that's not what we were looking for. You know what I'm saying? We weren't thinking about, okay, I'm looking for someone that can be my mate or be good to me.
You weren't thinking long term.
We wasn't thinking long term.
What you did know is if you had a mother, father, grandmother, uncles, or whatever, you couldn't bring no knucklehead in your house or around them, you just couldn't. If you had that support group, you just couldn't bring. So we didn't have, we wasn't looking down far down that line, but we knew that this guy we could not bring in front of our grandmother and say, "Hey, grandma, this is who I'm dating." She gonna look at him. She gonna pick him apart. Where you work at, babe? How your grades look, babe? How your grades look, son? And they gonna pick him apart. So we knew what the good guy was, but that's not who we was attracted for.
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this. Okay, we know some people in our class. We know some people in our class. They dated. Now that we look back, they were considered, the guys that they were dating at that time were considered bad guys. They may have a good heart, but they were considered bad guys.
Right.
But those decisions that they made permanent decisions on temporary feelings.
Exactly. But I mean, even when Cleveland's saying that we wouldn't bring those people around our family or bring them around our grandmother.
Right.
Back then, where we was raised, your grandmama and your mama them grew up with the dude you was dating, mama them and grandmama them. So that's why that wasn't the thought back then, because they did come to your house still. If you was dating, they did, because a lot of those people that was dating was having babies and doing things so it was still an introduction. In spite of the fact of that person being a bad dude.
Yeah, to a certain degree, but some of those decisions, what I was saying, what I was trying to say was that some of those females that we know, that we know and love, they kind of, they weren't the right fit for some of our classmates.
So let me ask you this. Is it not a guy or maybe a couple of guys that you see now, or of now, and you be like, damn, I let him get away? Or damn, he liked me, I could have dated him? Or damn.
Back in high school? Guys that I knew in high school?
Back in high school. Now you see them now, and you be like, no, not even in high school. In your 20s, in your 30s. I mean, I don't know how old you is. Well, yeah, you my age, so
I'm 50. I'll be 50 this year. So
you around my age.
She's 35.
She's 35. In your 20s, your 30s.
She's 35.
Think about guys you have dated and
so I've never and Daniel can attest to this. I've not dated a person considered a bad guy. That's not bad guy. Wait. What I'm saying is that's never been somebody that I was attracted to.
Right.
So when I look back in let's say the high school years, my teenage years, no, there's nobody that I look back on and say, oh, they got away. Because I was never attracted to those type of people. Were they my friends? Absolutely. Now, if I move into my college years, was there somebody that I was like really down and was considered, when you get in college, you kind of feel like all those people probably are good folks because they getting their education or stuff like that. Is there anybody, maybe one person that I was like, well, damn, I really wish that would have worked out. Not necessarily saying, oh, damn, that's the one that got away, but I wish that would have worked out. We probably would have been real cool. And we're still cool actually to this day.
Right.
In my adult years now, adult-wise, ain't been many. I probably 2 or 3 gentlemen who was gentlemen, though. They was always good guys. It's just that something else didn't mesh with the relationship. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like when we're younger, we just don't be thinking about those things on that level. To say, I need to be thinking about who I'm going to marry. I need to be we would think about the next set of a pair of Nikes or polos or whatever we was going to get and who was going to give them to us or how we was going to get them. That was the thing. I actually agree. I don't think good guys finish last. I really don't. I feel like if what a person wants, whether it's on the girl side or guy side, what they want, if they see it in that person, whatever they're looking for, if they see that in that particular person, then they're going to try to go after that. If the person is not, if they're not feeling that, then they're not going to go after that, whether the person is a good dude or a bad dude. If they not floating their boat or making the kiddie scene, it ain't gonna happen, regardless of what type of person they are.
Hold on,
You have
rewind.
to still have an
If they
attraction to
do
that
what
person. You heard what I said.
Rewind.
The same with y'all. If it don't make some dingle, it ain't no.
So let me tell you what I've heard from guys.
Let me say this though, Cleve, before you say what you about to
Go
say.
ahead, Daniel, go ahead.
I will vouch. Rosa did tread the water lightly in those 30 years ago. She tread the water lightly.
Yeah. And yeah, you have some me, I learned from my family, my older family members. When I started seeing what they was going through as far as relationships and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I was that kid. I was like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Oh, okay. I learned from your mistakes. Like, I'm watching. I didn't have my first child till I was 27. I watched from my brothers, my cousin, my uncle. I watched them and I'm like, oh, okay, this is how this goes. No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I think I'm ready. But no, I just like I understand. I totally understand what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying, because I'm talking to men, and what men are saying are the women that, that back in the days, even not even in high school, just even in their 20s and their 30s, they wanted to, holler at them, but they was overlooking them. But now that they have 3, 4 kids, now they out here looking for, where's all the good men at? And they like, wait a minute, you wasted your good years chasing after what
Bad guys.
these knucklehead. And not only did you chase them, you gave them the highest honor you could give a man. You gave him a baby. You gave him a child. And it's like, why? So no, I don't want to date you, and no, I'm not feeling that. No. I mean,
exactly, because that's not what you into now, because that don't float your boat anymore. It may not even be because this person has, 3 or 4 kids or whatever. It's just, that's just not what you're looking for, right? So we all have a desire for a certain thing, or a want, or a need. And that's what determines who you go after, who you pursue, or how you fix yourself up. If you going, it really depends, I think, on just a person's circumstances. And a lot of people, me and Daniel grew up in the same atmosphere with a lot of our friends who may not be faring as well.
That's true.
Because they chose to use the surroundings and their circumstances as a stumbling block. They chose to use it as a hindrance, when myself and Daniel and others or whatever out there chose to use it as a stepping stone and say, okay, just like you just said, Cleveland, you learn from your folks. My sisters had children. They weren't married, and I knew that I did not want my kids to grow up without a dad. So I waited to have children, because that is what I was around. And so I waited to make sure that I could take care of them by myself, because I always knew that there was a chance that that person would walk away, because that's what I had been seeing. Right. So I just don't, I almost feel like there is no such thing as a good guy, bad guy. It really depends on what that person is looking for or wanting in a mate. And what that decides what they choose, right? So
I think it is a such thing as a good guy and a bad guy. I mean, I do. I mean, like I said, morally, you know how you was raised, correct? You know how you was raised. You know how your grandmother, your mother, everything, all your morals and values, and that was put into you. You know how you was raised, and then you meet a person, you pretty much, in order for you to be able to accept the way this man is, your morals got to kind of line. They got to line up. And I'm not talking about
Today,
we're talking. We're not
in the
talking.
aspect of now, right now, in
Of
my,
course,
in,
now, but we're
yeah.
talking about do they finish last? So we that means we're talking about the past. We're not talking
that.
about
We're
now.
not talking
Because
about.
if you met somebody now to be in the present,
We're not talking about at the finish line. We talk. I mean, at the beginning of the race, we talking about at the finish.
Because, you know, that figure of speech do
Like
they
right
always
now.
say good
Like
guys
right
finish
now.
last. And myself, like again, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show. Myself and Cleveland, we both said that we disagree with that philosophy. We think that good guys don't finish last. I think that my opinion about it, I think that I think those so-called bad guys, it was a sprint for them. They took off and they ran out of breath, because I think that in the game of life, it is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So I think that the good guys finish on top. I think the good guys finish the race. I think
It's not you know, about how fast you complete something. It's
Right.
what that you make it there to the end.
I think the so-called bad guys, again, not bad meaning like criminalizing it like that. I just think they just got burnt out real fast because, you know,
And
like
that's the same with
decision.
women now. Women are saying we looking for where are the good men. Is that not the saying right now? Like, where are the good men? Where are the good men?
That's the saying, you know, for some.
So what does that mean? What does that mean? Because I know the ladies, your friends, if they single, y'all single. What does that mean?
For me, I think it means that it's a particular standard, or it's a particular thing. If a person that you meet and they not like meeting that thing that you're really looking for, everybody has, you know, whether it's honesty, whether it's, you know, I want you to, you know, take care of me with financial, whatever the situation, whatever your list is.
That list.
Wait a minute, as a woman or as a man, because y'all got lists too now. Hold on now.
That's true.
Everybody has that list.
We do.
In their head, but it's some things that is okay. I can't deal with that. Like, I can't deal with smokers. I don't care how much of a good guy you are,
right,
and bad guy you are. I don't like cigarette smoke. I can't. That's a deal breaker for me. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
But I think with answering your question, when you say, "Well, all the good guys have gone," hell, if I'm at a club all the time where everybody's smoking, I ain't gonna never find nobody, because that is something that you know what I'm saying? So we have to get sometime out of our own way and out of our head and decide, okay, what list of things is a deal breaker for me, and what list of things that either I can deal with or talk to that person about to see if we can't compromise on. Because that's what a relationship and things are about. It's about a compromise. And if the person ain't willing to do that, and that's something that's important to you, then you have to step away from that. It has nothing to do with the person being a good guy or a bad guy. If it's not a match, it's not a match.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question. Do do bad girls finish first?
Do bad girls finish first? I think society and things that's being presented now makes it seem like bad girls finish first.
Yes, it's the
I
illusion.
think media, and same with dudes. The same with dudes. You know, it's like we see on TV or on, you know, social media. Oh, this guy got to do all of these things in order to get me. I want a guy like that. When in actuality, they probably broker than broke, or whatever. And the same with the female thing. You know, y'all know the butts and the titties and the makeup and the hair and the weave and the this and the that. Yeah, I put me a hat on because I ain't went to the salon, but that's what us good girls feel like you guys want, because
But
that's
that's
all we
mad.
see. That's all what's in the media. I'm just listen to me, because that's all that we see, and it's so prevalent, and it's a bad thing. It's so prevalent in
Right.
our culture
Yes.
that you,
Yes.
as a woman, you got to have all this here stuff happening, and all of this, your aesthetics got to be all of this, that we like, well, shit, us folks that, got a few stretch marks, that like to cook, that like to stay in the house, that like to, have fun, that like to go to concerts, that shit don't even matter no more to no dude. They want you to be able to, look like cost and look like $1,000,000 all the time.
But let me ask you
So
this
we
question.
do feel like good girls finish last.
They
So
don't.
no. Let me,
That's
let me
why they
no.
see.
The
Oh,
thing is, no, the thing is that's the illusion. Because I don't think, I know you mentioned I call them build a bee, the ones be buying the butts and the, you know how you build a bear?
I'm
I call them
just
build a
saying
bee.
that's all we see on social media. That's
But
all that everything.
my
That's what it's
point,
about.
right? But my point that I'm making is, I don't think they really, I don't think they doing it because that's what a guy said go do. I think they doing it because they're
No,
just not comfortable with who they are.
Listen, guys don't sit around and say, man, hey man,
Yeah, I want a
if
girl
I
with
was
with
single,
a
if
fake
I was,
butt.
I want to say,
Yeah.
hey Daniel, hey man, did you see her eyelashes, man?
Right,
Oh
her
my
eyelashes big
goodness,
as
man.
fuck. I like
Man,
that shit.
yo, did you see her eyelashes, man? Oh my, hey bro, did you see her weave?
Man,
Did
she
you
looked
see
like
her
that
weave,
elephant. She
man?
looked like that elephant
Oh
on
my
Sesame
good
Street with
man,
the
did you
big
see her
eyebrows,
weave?
man.
Now they may say something about her butt, but they gonna be like, I don't think that's real. Like that
but
look.
you know what, Cleveland, you are absolutely right. But the thing is, we don't hear that enough. Y'all don't say
Say
that to
it.
y'all don't say that to females enough. So if y'all thinking that, oh, them eyelashes and this and that ain't where it's at, we need to hear more of that on social media. On just like, okay, y'all just be, we it's happening a little bit, but
No, no.
I'm just
The
Listen,
thing
speaking
is,
what I think.
go ahead,
we
Clee. Go
say
ahead.
it all the time. The fact is, women don't listen. We like for instance, we can say men are visual creatures, right? And we can say we want a woman to be feminine, we want a woman to be submissive. We tell y'all the things that we want.
Mm-hmm.
But then y'all go to saying, well, why this and why that? Y'all start questioning what we want. Y'all
Right.
start questioning what you
No, I think
we
it's
have
not
this conversation with y'all.
Mhm. It's not questioning what you want. It's you all sometimes not accepting what we want. And then and you say you want me to be submissive, or want a woman to be submissive. You want them to be, feminine and just, chill and kind of like, homebody. But then when we say, okay, well, if you want me to be submissive and you want these things from me, here's some things that I'm looking for. I want security. I want honesty. I want faithfulness. I want you to financially take care of your household. And then it's like, oh, financial.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everything I said that a man wants from a woman is what is woman's nature. Is it not? Is being submissive not a woman nature? Being feminine not a woman nature?
You
That's
hate
not
I got on here, huh? Now that don't you? It's
Supposedly.
I don't. Oh my God! When you said a woman's nature, what does that? That's almost telling me like a woman's place is in the kitchen.
Oh my God, that's not what I said. That's what
I
you
know,
said.
Rosa, stop acting like
That's
you
what you said.
but okay. So this is
So you don't think women should be feminine?
absolutely. I love everything about being a woman.
So you don't think a woman should be submissive?
Absolutely, I think they should, but I think they should be submissive to the person who's worthy of that.
So,
Not to know everybody.
So do you think? So you think?
Of course not
Hold
everybody.
on, Daniel. Hold
But
on,
that's
Daniel.
we have to kiss a lot of frogs to get to the prince.
So do you think? Do you think a woman should be submissive to her boss?
Ooh.
So what now?
Do you think a woman should be submissive to her boss?
I think you're using the wrong word there. The woman can't be submissive to her boss.
Yes, she can.
A woman can do a job that she's expected to do that's in that job description. It's submission is different. Some being submissive, you might want to check the word on that one.
No.
It's a little bit different.
It's agreeable. Is that not correct? Agreeable. So when a woman goes to her job, she is submissive to her job.
She's in full compliance.
To her
she's
boss.
in full compliance.
Yes, she's not gonna go there and try to take control, not try to dominate. With
she's not gonna ruffle any feathers.
Yes, I do. I can't speak for everybody else, because if it's not what it's supposed to be, and if the process, okay, we can't get into the work part. If the process, I'm not. That's not me though. I'm not the one that's gonna sit back and be like, oh, I'm okay, yeah, and not have an opinion. Now, whether or not you take my opinion and use it, or my knowledge, but you're not going to just be like, it's a way to do everything in a relationship, on a job, friends, family. It is a way to do everything.
Thank you, Ms. Powell. Thank you for coming in.
It's not about, I think you using the word submissive when you're talking about work.
Yes.
It's different. You there to do a job, and you gotta do what you're supposed to do.
I referred to boss. I said boss.
Okay, okay, hold on a second, y'all. I agree with Ms. Powell. She say men and women should be submissive to one another. It's mutual respect and love. I definitely agree.
Yes.
I agree.
And that's why I said to the right person, if you guys are in the same playing field and y'all are doing, then absolutely.
But let me say this. Let me say that. I'm just being honest now. I do, because in our community, I think a lot of times, a lot of sisters, not all, I think a lot of sisters find this word as the word submissive, a bad word. You know,
I think a lot of men use it as a negative too. I think they use it in the context that's not the right context. And saying a woman is not submissive and you ain't got no job, or I'm doing everything, or nobody is sharing the responsibilities or whatever. I'm not going to be submissive to you.
So
let me say this. I think a woman should be submissive to her man.
So if he is financially,
husband,
if he's financially
really husband, right? But it's
if he's not financially able to provide, then she shouldn't be submissive to him. Is that what you're saying?
If that's a part of her requirement for her to be in that state, but then you have to be secure, yeah. And that's the thing. And anytime a woman mentions finances or financial, just being in a place where we can support each other and being financially stable, it's like you calling a dude a bitch.
No,
it's not.
No.
So
because guys feel like, oh, you want me for my money. Oh, if I ain't got enough money, I'll make what you make. You ain't gonna. It's not about that.
Let me tell you what how we look at the whole.
Exactly, Miss Powell. Okay, go ahead. I know this ain't my show, but go ahead.
No, I agree that men have abused.
Yeah, men have abused.
What I'm saying,
and that's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about the meaning. I'm not talking about those who abuse it. I'm talking about the true meaning. People who understand what submissive is, and I'm also talking about we talking about finance, right? So men.
That was an example.
This is how we look at it. Yes, we want to be able to provide for our women, right? We want to be able to provide for our women. Black men, average man makes $47,000 a year. The average man, that's what he makes. The average woman makes what? 37, 38, something like that. The average black woman, that's what they make. You can look this up. But we think that, So when you start talking about men that want a woman to be submissive in the way that you're thinking, that abuse it, most of these men that you're talking about, these are guys who make 6 figures or maybe even a little less. And guess what? That's a small percentage of our men. That's a small percentage of our men. So
single digits making 6 figures.
The reason why men jump and get defensive, because, for instance, would you date someone that makes $40,000 a year?
Yeah.
Most women won't.
Yeah, it depends on where what else is he doing in the relationship.
That's it. He just gonna make $45,000 a year.
No, I'm not.
That's it.
So can I trust him? Is he emotionally taking care of me? Am I secure? Is he, attentive? Does he do other things around the house? Is he, coming into my life and know that I have a daughter and he is making sure she's cared for? I say finances because that's such a big topic when it comes to relationships, just like this word submissive is. It's such a big topic. Number one, being submissive is to your husband.
Yeah, I agree.
A husband is a house band and a woman is the helpmeet.
I agree.
You can't do wifey stuff so fast in a relationship that y'all still growing. You know what I'm saying? You get to know that person, and a woman shouldn't be being submissive to someone that they not married to.
But this is the thing. This is the thing with the money, with the whole money issue and being submissive. Like, why would you marry a man that you couldn't be submissive to, and why would you stay married to a man that you couldn't be submissive?
Right, it starts in the beginning, and like I think it's Selena is saying, it's about communication, and I think. I'm sure we probably got way off topic from what you guys started in, but it is about communication, and we should always start with communication and talk about, and that's our race. We don't want to talk about the little things, the details. We don't want to talk about what we really, really want, what we don't like, what is a deal breaker. We don't want to talk about that. We want to just talk about the pretty part of it. And until you get down to anything, from finances to sex, our culture don't want to talk about what they like in bed, what they don't like in bed, what we not going to do. And we can't even have a conversation after the fact and say, okay, babe, what you did last night. We can't even communicate on that kind of level. So until we develop some communication skills and really learn to hear and listen to what that person is saying, it's going to always be a battle. Even about the good guy and the bad guy, it's going to always be a battle because we don't know how to talk to each other and really understand and listen to get an understanding or listen to make a change. It's never, we can have these talks all day, and it's going to continuously repeat, and the cycle is going to continue to go and continue until somebody stops and say, hey, let's be honest with just for real, be honest with each other.
Right. I agree. Communication is definitely a huge factor in a relationship. To me, I put communication before
first. I was just
at the top. That was one of the biggest issues with my first marriage. I didn't communicate well, so that was one of the biggest issues with my first marriage. I did not communicate. I didn't know how.
And you know that, and you have acknowledged that. So your next step is like, okay, what am I going to do better so that I don't take that over into the next relationship? Saying that you don't communicate well and not trying to fix the problem or not trying to work on that or take courses or have some conversation with a counselor, whatever the situation, whatever you need to do, it's not going to make it better. Because I can sit here all day and say, you know what, when somebody's talking to me or somebody say something negative about something that I do, I shut down. Right. I know that I shut down.
Right.
But if I ain't going to fix that and learn how to accept that criticism, I'm gonna continue to treat people the same way, good guys the same way. Because if he tell me something that I don't like, I'm gonna shut down.
But the small, like you said, or like Rosa said, she said something real key because the small things, the detailed things, those small things become big things, or should I say, small problems become big problems, because you have to get those things rectified right away, because if you don't wait, if you wait, then they tend to snowball, and the problem becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And then now by this time, somebody is agitated, ready to fuss, ready to fight, verbally, and it becomes all chaotic.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
So when can I come back?
No, listen.
Listen, so
More than welcome.
listen, we these are the conversations we want to have women on here to have these conversations, because everybody always say, why y'all don't have women? Y'all talking from a man point of view, and I mean it's a man show, so of course we're gonna speak, from a man's point of view, but we want to have women on the show to have these conversations. Like me and Daniel both are married. We happily married, but this is our way of giving back to the community, because we didn't learn these things until way later on in life. If I would have seen this when I was younger, I wouldn't have went through the things I went through. If I would have, if both my parents was in a household and I actually seen, the dynamics of what a true family, a marriage and everything look like, then, I wouldn't have learned this late in life. But we trying to pass on, what we learned. From we both been married twice.
We giving them free game.
Yeah, I mean it's and we talk to men all the time, all day, and it's like men are saying one thing, women are saying one thing, but we're not saying it to each other. We're not communicating. We're talking, but not listening. We're not listening to one another.
Let me say this for anybody that's listening. I got Rose right here, but let me say, Rose, you are always welcome to this show.
Yeah,
and
you're supposed to be calling me by my name.
I said Rose.
Never mind. Go ahead. Never mind. You the only person called me that. Go ahead.
I'm in my own lane.
We would love for you to come on and bring friends. Like I don't know who invited you, but
we want you to bring them.
Well, I call myself following my brother here.
Bring them AKAs, bring them Ultra High Eagles, bring them.
Yeah, because these are the conversations that we need to have. We're not having these conversations. We're watching television and let television tell us what we should be doing with our community. And that's great. We got Nicki Minaj and all their relationships. We basing our relationship off of that. Like, what are we doing? No, we need
love and hip hop.
We need to sit down and have these conversations and talk about this, because this is how no one is coming back to save us. I don't care. You may believe as a man gonna come down and say, I get it, I hear it, but we have to do our work. We was created we have to do our work. I look at it like we got to save ourselves. No one is gonna save us. No one.
Okay. So we have so hold on, Rose. Let me see. I need to what is she? We need you. I need your email address. Can you? Is it? I don't know from your end. Can you go to the private chat and send your email address?
I see at the bottom where it says chat.
No.
Okay.
It says chat with It said private chat, but then when I go down, it says chat with everyone in the studio. Is that you guys?
Go to private chat and.
I did, but I think. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, private chat.
Only I can see that. So just type in your email address, and that way, I'll definitely send you links and keep you posted, keep you abreast of what's going on.
Yeah, and listen, if you have a topic, that you
click on the draw. I'll be playing around.
Baby, I do this for a living.
I see. Look, I ain't take typing in art. I ain't take typing, so I still be pecking and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I talk all day. That's what I do. I train people, so I talk all day.
I'm like a caveman on these keys over here. But I can still get the job done though.
I'm getting better.
That's all that matters. We'd had to take Miss Duncan class.
I don't know how to do that swipe.
I was making fun of the guys.
The swiping on your phone.
I was making fun of the guys in there typing. Now I'm regretting.
The bad guy.
Y'all a bunch of sisters in there typing this stuff. Who y'all gonna be typing for?
They type now. They like this, looking at you like, "Can I help you?"
That's all right. life has its advantages and
I
disadvantages.
just called that.
Hey, you gotta call them and get them to type it. Hey, can I
Right,
help you?
right. Let's see. All right.
Well, this was a joy, my dear. I always get the little it
Thing.
pops up and let me know when you're on. So I just, sometimes I just listen and I don't type anything. I don't say anything. So it's been
Oh,
several
really?
days
This not
that
your
I
first
come
time
on and I
on the
just
show?
listen. I
You
just
you
don't say
at least hit
anything.
the like button? Do you at least hit the like button?
Yeah, they do, Clee.
I'll say like, yeah, I like it. But
Okay.
I just don't.
Clee,
I'm
you
like,
see-
Lord, this dude here.
Well, let me let y'all know. So everybody, everybody, everybody who's listening, we did do a pre-recorded show. It will be released on Sunday.
Yeah.
So please check that one out. It's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna release it. I say 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock that morning. I release it. So yeah, that's gonna be a good one. So anyway, we passed the hour, and as we always want to share some words of wisdom or share what's on your heart, something that can, help our people or something, whatever on your mind. So since we have our guest, hold on. I got to do it right. I got to do it right. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Where we at? There we go. Yeah, we got Miss Shannon, Miss Rosa Shannon, everybody.
Cute. That's cute.
Okay. So, what's on your mind? What's on your heart? We always do this right before we close out on the show.
Does it have to be related to the topic?
You can say whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your heart.
Well, to everybody that's listening, get yourself some insurance. Make plans for the afterlife. Don't leave the burden on your family. It's very important to have that stuff worked out. And people that's listening and have parents that are probably our parents' age, 78, 80, and on so on.
Yep.
If they are of sound mind and body, have the conversation of what they want. Unfortunately, I don't have that opportunity because my mom had a stroke 6 years ago and she can't tell us. And so it's very important that as a Black people, that we stop being scared to have the difficult conversations. Plan, get some insurance outside of your job.
Right.
Get some life insurance, please.
Right.
That's
ahead,
all
brother.
I got.
That's good. That's great information.
Good point. And I want to say we appreciate you coming. You family now. You're not a guest. The next time you come, you're family.
That's right.
Hit the like button, share, subscribe. I enjoy this topic because, like we were saying, we don't have these conversations, and I think we talking at each other, and we're not really listening. Men, we could sit in the room and finish each other's sentences. Women could sit in the room and finish each other's sentences as well. But when we get together, we not having these conversations, and we have to because we need each other for different reasons. I hear people say men, we don't need women, and women say we don't need men. We need each other for different reasons. So we got to come together and to help build our community. So we got to have these conversations.
Right. I just want to say we got to stop with the sexism, male versus female. I think that we already got bigger fish to fry in the Black community. So we need to stop listening to other people's battle. We need to stop joining other groups that don't have our best interests in our community. I just want to say this was a very good show. I appreciate it. It was very touching for me. I had two of my classmates to show me support, and that means a lot to me. I want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
And we're out. Peace.
Peace.
That was good.